So before we start to implement our code in Java, we need to add ID in each widgets. So as you can see, I add IDs here. So make sure you will add this thing in your project. So let's move on implementation. In this part, we are going to talk about Butterknife because this thing is the most important thing in Android app development. Why we need Butterknife? Previously, we have a traditional way. Whenever we need to implement buttons, just call button object and then pass this button object, and when we wanna work many buttons in a view or in a project, that steps very painful in terms of initialization, and in other words I wanna say this is a kind of pain in neck. To solve this problem, we have a Butterknife API which is used for inject views in Android in an easy way. So that is the single and simple one sentence description about Butterknife. It has two abilities. First is injection and second is annotation process. Annotation process allows you to implement many widgets in one method. So that's it. That is the thing we're gonna use in this app. So let's move on how to implement this thing. Just open your browser and then type in Google Butterknife. So this is the GitHub link of Jack Watson. Jack Watson built this Butterknife app. So this is Butterknife GitHub link, and that is the Jack Watson repository. Actually, Butterknife officially Jack Watson repository. He is the developer who developed this thing, and he is a famous person in Android development industry. So that's why in download section we have a dependency. It shows this thing how to implement. Just copy these two things, paste into our build.gradle module app dependency section after, and then paste this thing here. And next thing, we need to add a class path. Copy this class path, and this class path we're going to add in a build.gradle under the dependency class path and paste here. One more thing we gonna add. So these two plugins of Butterknife, copy them and add the after that dependency, and just sync. As you can see, one error occurred because this is advanced Android Studio, and it has already Android library, so we don't need this Android library. Actually, this library name change here, Android application. So just remove first plugin and then try again. Now we all set here. Just open our Java class main activity. So whenever we need to inject any view, just call @bind view and call that ID text view. I wanna add a text view, then call text view and initialize it into your on create. Just call Butterknife bind and call this context of main activity. So now as you can see, I already built two different methods, on number clicked and on operator clicked here, and both have on click annotation process, where on click annotation, that is the part of Butterknife, and it is easy to use. When you add on click annotation with a method, remember one thing, that your method is must be protected or a public, not private. So it will not work with private methods, remember that. And pass those buttons ID such as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 9. So when we work buttons, we need to pass button object. So that's it. What's going on here, when I click any number, it shows that number text value into text view, and these things work in both sides. So when I click any number 0 to 9, it shows the number value into text, and when I click any operator, it shows the value of that operator into text. So that's it. So now as you can see, I work 1, 2, 3 work fine, and when I click in operators, it work also. Now move on implementation of calculator app. So now as you can see, I already made these methods for you. I don't want to waste my time to build this thing. Instead of, I utilize my time to teach you what's going on here. So that's it. So first thing, we create 4 different objects here, double, string, boolean, decimal format, and after that I initialize text view in a blank string, and then I change the number method, number on number click method, with a condition. When operator pressed object is false, then the text view value concatenate with the pressed button value and set into text view. That's it. And if this condition is true, then the text value set pressed button's value, and after that the operator press change to false. That's it. Next thing is that operator method. On operator click method, we set some conditions here, and this is the largest condition. First condition is that when a decimal button pressed, then a condition check. When operator pressed in a false, then text views check the value that contains a decimal value in text view. If this decimal value not contained with that, it concatenate with the previous data. If it contains, then it shows the previous data. So that is the make sure thing that contains only one decimal method, and this is true. It means the text value is going to set 0 point. It means 0 decimal. It means 0. So that's it. And after that we set this operator false because that is the true. And after that this is false. And now if this condition is not, it means we pressed any other operator button except this decimal operator. So any other operator key pressed, the calculate method runs. This is the calculate method. What's going on here? We grab this thing and check if this text view is blank, then it shows a message text box is empty. Why? Because I set here text box is empty. This condition not occurred. That means it works with this condition where it checks it is not equal to. Then the condition operator pressed false. It means operator not pressed, then value going to change. Operator is blank. It means operator is the string thing here. It not grab any kind of operator pressed value. So when operator value is blank, the method works like pass double. The text value get string. Only the text value add into value. That's it. And if operator has a value like a plus minus, then the method runs result and the previous value with current value, and both pass with the pressed operator which initialize with plus minus multiplication or divide, and these three things pass into result method, and that is the result method. First thing, local double value and switch case. So local double value is 0 0.0 and a switch case sign with sign, and when we press plus, this result value going to add with both these things and return. When a minus, then that operation occurred and that is written here, and so on, multiplication and result. And after that whatever we press, that result returns in a double format. That's it. And change the operator sign in sign if this operation completed here. So that's, and this else means this thing is equal, same like that, and it not has this operator is equal to sign operator, because equal to is not an action operator, it is only a result operator. So remember that. That's why I don't sign this thing into equal method. And after that, when this condition is complete, we set the value which we grab from a result or we have in value, and this value we change into decimal format and set into text view. And after that operator press true, I set. That's it. And the next thing is that we have on option item select menu, which is the cross menu here. And this menu is, when we click into it, then that operation occurred, that action occurred. So text view is set blank, value is 0, operation blank, operator pressed false, your calculator app is done. Now just run. So this is our app running here, and I wanna just check this thing. When I press 10 plus 5 minus, as you can see I just press minus, and that thing 10 plus 5 result here 15, and now minus I already pressed, then we press this thing 2, and then I press multiply, this minus operation happen and result here. And after that I already press star, that means this 13 is multiplied with any future thing which I press. So I'm gonna press 3 and just press the divide key, and 3 multiplied 13 is 39. And now we have a divide operation that waiting for other number, and now I just press 2 and then equal to, and that is 19 19.5. That is the result. As you can see, I press this thing and now I press this, it not appear because this is not an operator, action operator. This is the equal operator. That's why it not happen with that. But when I press anything here, it not working because these thing waiting for the second number which act with that. When I press any this thing that such as multiply, it waiting for the next number which we gonna press like 0.25, and then that is the thing, and I wanna divide this thing with 0.25, and gonna we gonna get previous value. That's it. And one more thing, this is clear, when we click here this value is removed and now we don't have any value. Text box is empty because this is empty.